You're high on Kentucky too?
Dude, that Kentucky team is
Yeah,
good.
they're very good, right? Why are
I
they
love
ranked
them.
so low?
And
What's going like? What is it? Just nobody trusts Cal anymore because the last few years?
there's something to be said for that part. Yeah, that's true. I think the other thing is people, including me, got a little freaked out that they're going so young.
Yeah,
And but I actually looked at it whenever Cal decided to do that. I looked at it as a positive because he was like, well, everybody else is going transfer portal. Should I go transfer portal too? And what he ended up getting was the best transfers. But the problem were all these transfers were really good in like their systems.
right.
Like Severe Wheeler was great at Georgia. That's because they were bringing out a ball screen high. He was getting downhill and they had shooters everywhere and he was able to make decisions. He's only like 5'8". That didn't fit Cal. And then he brought the kid from just transferred to Cincinnati from Kentucky. Before that, he was at Iowa. Help me out. What's his name?
The white kid. Yeah. CJ Frederick.
CJ Frederick. They
Yeah.
brought CJ Frederick in. It was great in Iowa system,
Right.
playing beside Luca Garza and all this. And then he gets to Cal. It's like he can't create anything.
Yeah.
And then Severe couldn't shoot. I watched the first half of that Texas A&M Commerce game. Man, I loved it.
Yeah.
Those guys were so fast. And not only that, like he's really urging them to push the ball forward.
Yeah.
And they turned the ball over a lot. I think the game started out, Commerce was up 10-0. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not mad at how this is going.
Yeah.
Because it was a couple of like sloppy turnovers that after they play a little while, they're going to figure this shit out. And then it was like, once they figure this out, they're going to be dangerous because Dillingham gets wherever he wants. Wagner gets wherever he wants. They're bringing Trey Mitchell out to the top of the key. Cal hadn't been doing that.
Yeah.
That's different. He's got a 5-man who could shoot it, so there's a lot more space. And our favorite guy, Reed Shepard's a bad dude.
He's bad, dude.
He is a bad
so
dude.
He's so good.
He is so good. And he's not going to get the credit he deserves because it's not all flash, but he just ends up with like an offensive rebound here, a made three there, a help side steal there. Like they're really freaking good. And Antonio Reeves is a good player.
Yeah.
Like, but DJ Wagner can go. Dillingham can go. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of like his old Kentucky teams with like John Wall and was it Bledsoe and some of these guys that they could really create.
Yeah.
They could really create, put their foot on the gas and get to the cup. Well, now their decision making when they get there needs work, but like,
yeah,
it's back to the old Cal, man. Like I watched that game, I was like, oh shit, they might be back.
That's exactly it for me. Is I think the concerns of him going young and going back to the freshman were insane to me because I was like, that's vintage Cal, dude. That's like the one thing, the whole reason we know John Calipari's name and the whole reason he's a Hall of Famer and the whole reason he is who he is because of a team like this. Now, I don't think this team is as talented as like the John Wall type teams and the Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. Like I don't think these guards are going to be as talented as that. But as far as like the makeup of the team, and you have like young NBA guards, you have a situation where Cal's not overcoaching, because I think that's funny enough, Terrence. Like that was my conclusion coming into the season was like I think Kentucky, as much as people are piling on Cal for the last few years, I think his problem is that he actually was coaching, and like the narrative about Cal forever was that like he just rolled the balls out, and finally like he went away from like. He was like fighting against that. And he was like, I'm going to go old. I'm going to coach him up. And like he was spending so much time trying to put like a square peg in a round hole. And I think this year he's like, fuck it. Maybe I do just roll the balls out. Maybe I get a bunch of young, talented dudes. And that's not to say he's not cut. I'm oversimplifying it. But I do think that that's what Kentucky needs is just like throw all the young talent out there. Let them make mistakes. Let them grow. But trust that eventually it's going to work out because more often than not, even though people rag on him for winning one national title, I mean, the guy goes to Final Fours all the time. He's been immensely successful. Like, I think this is the perfect form. This Kentucky team feels like a vintage John Calipari team, and I think they're going to be very, very good. And it's so surprising to me that they were ranked so low in the preseason. But
what's crazy is like if there wasn't a COVID season with like a bunch of 25-year-old dudes playing college basketball, I think we're looking at this team completely different.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, because my biggest holdup was like, hey, man, you got 18 and 19-year-olds. Those are really talented 18 and 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
However, that SEC, those NIL pockets are deep, son.
Yeah.
They've been deep for a long time. And, like, the fact that they're able to, like, pick and choose out of the transfer portal, I was like, it might be hard for them because they're going to get beat up.
That's true.
damn, is DJ Wagner fast.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
his first step is like unbelievable. Like he gets the spots so quick. And I love the fact they got lucky. They got lucky with Trey Mitchell and what happened in West Virginia. They
Yeah.
got really freaking lucky. And that's not to say it wasn't easy to get him, because it probably wasn't easy to get him. But like they got really lucky there. And the fact that they have somebody that they can just throw the ball to, I kind of compared a little bit to what Marquette has with Oso Ighodaro. Like
Yeah.
they can just
Like a
throw it to him and everybody can just take a deep breath.
right.
Like these guards are like super panicked. They throw it to him and they're just like, okay, where the hell am I supposed to be?
Yeah.
And like they have that settle down guy. I love having a settle down guy. I
Yeah.
love that word. Like if you have somebody that you can get the ball to and everybody relaxes,
Yeah.
you're going to be okay. And I think Trey is that for that team.
Yeah, he's a great passer, like Ighodaro is too for Marquette.